Next, let's learn about join tool. The join tool connects two streams of data together by using a common field that is in both data streams. Let's look at the tool right away. From the upper toolbar section under join category, I will drag and drop join tool onto the canvas right nearby the registration formula tool. And let me zoom in really quick on the join tool. And you can see the join tool has two input nodes and three output nodes. L stands for left and R stands for right. I'm going to connect the postal code data that is coming out of a U node to the L node of the join tool. Likewise, I'll draw data out of registration formula tool and connect it to the R node of the join tool. If you look at each of the two nodes, you'll see that they have the postal code field in common. Let's look at the configuration pane on the left. You'll see that the top checkbox is join by record position, which is an option to join data based on the field position, regardless of the column header. For example, currently, the first field in the R node is VIN number, and the first field in the L node is postal code. So if we were to join the two data by position of the column, we would expect there will be no join at all. And whereas join by record position does not consider the column header, the second checkbox, join by specific field, it allows the designer to automatically detect and join the column headers that are the same from both data streams. So unless you are joining data that has a very specific fixed column position, you will probably want to consider the second join option for most join cases. We'll select postal code from the field drop-down selection right underneath the join by specific fields. And you can see the Alteryx designer automatically detects which column header is exactly the same column header with the one that you selected from the left input and place it automatically on the right drop-down box. And in case where the postal code column header is different from one of the data stream, for example, one of the column is named like zip code or something, then you can also manually pick from the drop-down box. And I will also deselect one of the common duplicate fields, which is the postal code. I will deselect one from the right. And I'll press Run button. And now you can see the successfully joined data will flow out through the J node to the right of the join icon. And while the unjoined data from the L and R inputs will be left in the output nodes of the same node of which the data came from. And there is one thing to keep in mind when using the join tool. The common fields that are being joined must be stripped down to their unique values to ensure that the join is executed according to your intention. For example, let's take a look at the postal code data going into the L node of the input data stream. The first record is 98001, which which is the only 98001 left because we filtered for unique values in the previous step, unique tool. And if you click on D node, which is duplicate nodes from the unique tool, you can see that there are many 98001 those that have been filtered out as duplicates. So, in other words, if the joined postal codes uh, have multiple records of, say, if there were three 98001 coming in, that 98001 will be joined to the other joined input data three times, which could lead to a very different result than we originally intended. And since the sample data we are dealing with has VIN numbers and brand, model, and we are joining with county and state, so we can expect to see maybe accounting errors caused by the repetition of duplicatively joined records. If your goal of using this data is to count VIN numbers that belongs to each county or state. So imagine if you were to create a workflow with financial data for your business or organization and make this type of mistake associated with joining duplicated records. And if you end up not catching the issue until the point of final reporting, y- you can expect a very unhappy boss or client's face. And due to the nature of how you build workflows on the canvas, once you have built your workflow and moved on to the next step, sometimes it's not always easy to quickly catch what is going wrong. So it is important to remember that the common fields you are joining must be unique. This is one of those mistakes you will find in the real world that you will eventually look back on and realize it was such a simple mistake that you shouldn't have made. And also, you might find simulation questions on the course certification exam that kind of lures you to not take this into account and provides you with a choice of answers that you should not choose. This concludes our review of the join tool. Please follow the instructions at the bottom of the join box in the Alteryx 101 core file to complete the assignment.